Okay, Dan, not much new here. Just want to give you a quick analysis, and you'll be on your way for the next 2 weeks to working on full motion and trying little by little to get some of these pieces together in one fluid motion. So the right video is the one where you're doing the drill from the slide step. And remember, when you flex the back knee, if you're going to do this drill this week, make sure you flex the back knee that it doesn't come over your toe, because it looks like it's drifting a little bit over your toe. So remember, the point of this drill is to get your foot to land while the arm is cocking up. But if you wait too long to drive forward, or if you break your hands too soon, it looks like both things are happening. Like you broke your hands and you haven't even moved out yet. So you see where your hands are, and your hips haven't even moved. If your hips don't move, then your body doesn't move. Even if your front leg moves out, that doesn't necessarily mean you're moving forward unless those hips go. So when I don't see those hips moving, I know that you're just kind of stalled out there, and now you're going to swing the arm up. And what you want to avoid is getting yourself into this position where your elbow is now above your shoulder and you're still 6 inches off the ground, because now you're just back to the normal position that you've always been in, and that's going to create the downward movement too soon with the shoulder, the elbow, the glove hand, and then it's going to create an angle that's going like this, where the throwing arm gets up and the glove hand starts to sink. So watch. And that's all happening before you even put your foot down. So we don't really want that elbow to move until that foot is down. And we certainly don't want this arm to be up this high over the shoulder, or high in general, before you even put your foot down. Okay, notice how open your foot is. That means you're not going to be able to brace up that front hip quick enough. And if you're angled off this way and you're on the other side of the line as well, then you also give too much time for that hip to stop. You want this front hip to stop immediately, and it will stop when your foot is straighter or even angled off just a little bit this way. Okay, so once again, you get the foot down, you get the weight going, and there goes the trunk, and it begins to lean too far forward too soon, right? Because the elbow is dropping and this arm is raising up. So you're at about an 84, probably less, probably like an 82, and we want that chin to be back there somewhere. Okay, so that's a tough drill to do, just something you got to keep in mind. We want to shift the weight. So I put you up against this video, which is the last one we did, even without the ball. Watch how beautifully now you move the hips out. So the hips are going to go forward as the leg comes up. And you're going to shift the weight this way. You still have your hands together, which is great. And then as you start moving out and the legs start to separate, now you'll separate the hand, and you keep it nice and low and relaxed, and you drive out. And take a look at what happens here when you land your front foot. Okay, so take a look. Look at how much better. Let's put you out in this one. Look at where you are. Look at how high your arm is. Your arm over here is just about ready to throw because you've got it up so high. You're in high cock position. Over here, it still has to pop up to high cock position and get going. And look at where your elbow is and your shoulder. It hasn't started to descend yet. And you're down. Okay, so this is really where you want to be. Now, the only thing that you need to keep improving on as we go is just getting that chin back. Now you're at 86. That's really not bad. If you can get back to 90, that would be ideal. That would be really ideal. Okay, so good job in the left video right over here. Oops, let's clear that out of there. Really good job. Breaking your hands later, shifting the body out. So you basically, your cues are lift and shift. And then once those legs break, then break the hands. And also, one more thing I want to show you. In this video on the right, notice how your hand gets close to your head because of all the time it has to hang up there. So it kind of gets inside 90, That's called inside 90 because there's your angle. That's probably like a 45, maybe even less. And take a look at where your hand ends up here, because you got the arm up at a much better time. Look at how far away it is. Now that's more of a 90-degree angle. Maybe a tiny bit inside, but that's perfect. You don't want anything more than that. All right, so keep up the good work. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Keep working on this move right here on the left-hand side. Eventually get a ball in your hand. Throw 30 every other day, lifting and shifting and braking and tilting back. Get a little bit of a tilt like you're doing here, and try to keep that head behind that belt buckle all the way out, and that head stays right there. Now the chest is going to come flying through, boom, and the head remains on target. Excellent arm path. Remember also, if you can, to brace up that front leg, slam on those brakes, and that'll help keep everything straighter, or at least, yeah, it'll help to keep it straighter for that time being, and then it'll come flying forward. Okay, good luck.